Hello, friends. Susan here, doing a take two. I lost a cell, so I'm trying this again. I wanted to come here and share a little story and ask you if you think I succeeded or if I failed. So, if you don't know, I have been taking Krav Maga. Krav Maga is a self-defense system, hand-to-hand combat. and I'm taking it because I lost my mind in January, after January 21st, when I heard a group of boys. I saw a video myself with my own eyes of a group of boys marching in a neighborhood chanting, "Your body, my choice." And I really went crazy. And that's when I first started knowing that more girls and women need to know self-defense. And so I thought about it on and off for a few months, and I researched it and I thought more about it, and I decided to go for it. So you may have seen some of my videos on it. I have come here live after my class, totally sweating and, pumped and jacked. But today, it was a special theme week, and I hadn't been there yet this week, and I really wanted to go. I didn't want to miss an entire week, and I was very uncertain because it's weapons training with knives. They're not really knives. They're little plastic things or foam wrapped things, but it's learning to do self-defense if somebody's coming at you with a knife. And so I was unsure about it. I was nervous about it. I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't sure that I could handle it. And so I got Sarah on board to feed the dogs and decided that I would just take it one step at a time, that I had another meeting. I would go to the meeting, after the meeting decide. So after the meeting, I decided I'm going to drive over there and see how I feel. And when I get there, I could always leave or I could go in. So what I ended up doing was I went in, but I spoke to the instructor and I said, "I'd like to just observe today." And he said, "Oh, are you sure?" And I said, "Yes." And so he said, "Okay, fine." And I said, "I don't want to be disruptive." He said, "No, you're fine." It was outside the ring, so it was no problem. So I then participated in the drills, 2 solid minutes of push-ups, 2 solid minutes of sit-ups, 40 seconds, I think, of a squat, holding a squat, and kicks, I don't know, whatever else we did. So I realized, I could do the drills. And that would at least get my body moving and my muscle toned, and at least I would kind of participate. It was a small group. There were only 6 that way. And so I did participate with the drills. I just came into the ring, at the edge, and I did my push-ups and sit-ups and all the things. And then I went back out and I observed very intently. Like I was really watching. There's one woman in the class, and she's young, and she's a big woman, and she's strong. She goes 4 nights a week. I don't know her story, but she goes 4 nights a week. And so I was kind of observing her, and they were all switching partners. So I was observing her with all these men of different sizes. I was curious, how does this work? And this is full body to body. Like when I say body to body, you're like body to body in this. You're not worrying about who's a woman, who's a man, and what's touching what, and this and that, and who's sweating and all the things. It's like nobody cares about that. This is self-defense from an attack. So I watched for a long time, like 40 minutes, and then I decided for the last 20 minutes of the class, I got my boxing gloves on and I punched that punching bag. I punched a punching bag, let's just say. And I was doing the drills, the punching and the drills and all of that. And that was awesome because I love the boxing gloves and I love hitting the bag. So I was driving home and I was wondering to myself, was that a success or a failure? Which was it? Was it a success because I got there, or a total epic fail because I didn't participate in the class? Like I didn't push myself to do it. And so my good friend Ginger said to me, we're too old to worry about pushing ourselves beyond what we really want to do. She said it sounded to me like you were gauging yourself and you listened to yourself. And I was like, that's why I like you. And so, as I will be talking more and more about mindset transformation as leading up to the date that this book I'm involved with is published on June 24th, I want to come here and speak with you about mindset transforming your mindset, the transformation of your mind. The thoughts that come to your mind, I could have had perseverated thoughts of failure. Like, I can't believe I did that, or like, why didn't I do it, or why didn't I push myself to do it, or I wish I had done that, or I regret not doing that. Those are thoughts. Those are thoughts that come to your head. But instead, I thought to myself, I happened to be speaking to my friend about something else, and then we had that little discussion. And then afterwards, I thought more, and I thought long and hard, and I decided to give myself grace and to transform my thoughts and say to myself, you kind of rocked it. Like, it would have been so much easier to sit home and eat chips and watch TV. I swear. It would have been much easier. I have the TV, I have chips. I could have stayed home and eaten chips and watched TV. I could have done a million other things that did not entail going. And so I am choosing my thoughts. I'm transforming the idea that it was a failure, that I didn't push myself to be body to body contact in combat mode with these people. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue. I'm thinking about it. I love the drills. I love I love pushing my body. I did 40 sit-ups, no problem. I did 30 push-ups on my knees. And so on and so forth. I can do a squat, I can hold a squat, or I can do, full squatting for 2 solid minutes, up and down, not holding a squat, but up and down for 2 minutes. And so I'm really proud of myself for that. And I'm just going to let the rest go and be like, I got myself there. I did that. And then, I did the drills on the punching bag, which I love. It's like boom, boom, boom. See the muscles. That's how you grow your muscles. You have to work. You have to do the work. And so I did do that. I even found a jump rope. He has like 24 jump ropes hanging on the wall. So I did take a jump rope, and I did jump rope a little bit, but I'm not used to that. So I did it like jump, 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 but double, not single. And I don't know how many times I did that, like 3 sets until I failed, until it like got caught in my feet or something. So I'm not versed in that, but now I know I can go there and do that too. So, I wanted to come here and ask you, do you see this as a success or a failure? For you, not for me, because I already made my decision. But what's your lens? What's your viewpoint? What's your perspective? Do you see something like this as a success or a failure? And what if it was you? How would you be seeing this situation? Would you judge yourself, criticize yourself, loathe yourself, hate on what you didn't do? Or would you transform your lens and say, this is what I did do, and I kind of rocked that? Just a question to consider for the evening. All right, friends, that's all for tonight. See you soon.